Hey, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to CSS Battle Saturday Night Live, and I'm your host Kushagra Kaur. Welcome to the stream. I see four people. Let me know in the chat who all are here. What's up, everyone? It was a week. Today's stream is gonna start with the news. I have a news to share. Hey, Jason is here. Hello, Jason. Thank you for stopping by. Who else is here? Send me a message in the chat. Send me a hi so that I know you are here and then we can quickly start. If you're here for the first time, these are Saturday night live streams we do, and the main idea is we try to learn from the top solutions for daily targets because they are open. They open up after 24 hours from when the target is unlocked. So that's a very good opportunity to learn from the top players, the amazing approaches that go into these solutions. So that's why primarily I started these streams, and then we have been also doing some versus battles on these streams, which is one-on-one battles that is there in CSS Battle. Cool. And versus is what the news is about that I wanted to share. And that is versus is now generally available. It's no more in beta. It's no more locked for anyone. It's not invite only anymore. So you all can go to CSS Battle and you will see the versus mode here. And in fact, you can now start playing one-on-one battles with your friends, with your enemies, whoever you want to fight with. And yeah, that's the news. Almost after, I guess, 5-6 months or so. It has been in beta for a long time, and today uh, it's it's open. It has opened for everyone to play. What's the link? Hey, hi White. Long time. Good to see you here on the stream. I'm not sure what link are you asking for? I just checked it yesterday. I'm not sure if you're talking about the versus thing. I mean, I just made the change a few minutes before the stream today, just now. Cool. So yeah, that's up. We will of course do a few versus battles if anyone's interested after the daily target reverse engineering session. So without further delay, um, let's pick one daily target that we will try to figure out the top solution for. Um, I actually have this one in mind, the one from November 2. It's pretty symmetrical, simple in shape, so I guess it would be a good target to figure out. But if anyone has a better suggestion, let me know in the chat. By the way, about versus battles. So now that it is publicly available, anyone can play it. Just a few things about it. Um, the idea is you can do one-on-one battles with anyone you want to. You can create a room and invite anyone, or if you have an invitation, you can join a room through a code. Um, you can see all your past battles here. Versus battles also has bought in ratings for players. So just like you have in games like chess and other sports, other games, you have a rating as well in CSS Battle. Um, that gets affected according to whether you draw, win, or lose a versus battle. So you can also see your rating changes in these list of historical battles that you have done. And versus battles require credits to play. One credit for one battle. You can see I have 6 right now. You can earn a few and you can also purchase them. So this is the button you can use to purchase credits to play versus battles right now. And about the earned credits, so the system right now isn't there as such. We have been distributing credits on and off uh, based on streak counts, based on daily activity and other conditions. For example, right now, in a few minutes, I guess maybe in half an hour or so, everyone who has a streak more than one or more than equal to one has been playing for at least one day, they'll get a few credits, they'll earn a few credits, so they can use those to play versus battles. And of course, the purchase is always there. You can purchase credits, and there are gonna be other more things too about earning credits. For example, plus players would get a few based on some conditions. It's still to be finalized. For example, I mean, just an example, you could get a credit or 2 credits every week. Plus players could get 2 credits every week or something like that. Still have to finalize that. But yeah, there'll be other such conditions for earning credits as well, apart from the ones you purchase. So yeah, that's more or less about versus battles. You can see your stats and all. Cool. Let's get on to daily targets. If there is no other suggestion about it, let's fire up the one from November 2. Okay, before we load up the top solution for this target, um, let's try to build this using straightforward approaches like we do every time. So let's see. I could have so one solution is of course using different elements for everything that you see. One element for every shape. So let's see if I can. Yeah. So this is one shape. This is one shape, and then this could be one with a square overlaid on top of it. So these individual shapes, one element for each of them, could be one method, the more straightforward method to build this. The other one could be, let's say you have a box. This could be an element which has a top border, which gives you this yellow, and then a bottom border, which gives you this. Then these 3 strips could be a single element with box shadows, right? It could be box shadows. So this could be a box shadow, and then this could be a box shadow. This could be one way, or you could have this as a element which has a linear gradient probably. So it starts from yellow, then blue, and then yellow again, then blue and yellow. that could be another method. And then of course, like for these, you could again have uh, a bar here, a sort of element, a rectangle here, which could again be linear gradient, yellow, blue, yellow, going in this direction, or vice versa. So that could be one approach, using linear gradients and few borders. Anything else? Yeah, I think that is that I can think of. Yeah, cool. So let's get to the interesting part. Let's fire up the top solution, and this one has Elia with the top solution, and it's actually nine nine characters short from the next best, which is by White. 126 characters short. Nice. The first two solutions are like far from the other ones, which are mostly around 143. I think everyone has 143 after the second one. Yeah, at least like three or four. Cool. Let's fire up the top solution by Ilya. Let's load up let's fire up our plugin to unminify the um the solution here. By the way, I think there was a question on one of the channels in the server about this plugin, the unminify plugin. I mean, it's a simple JavaScript code which just puts in new lines at different places. But yeah, I've been thinking about a way to share these plugins. There are a lot of interesting plugins that the community has been building over time, and it would be great if there is support to share them with other players. White says, mine was similar to the first, but Ilya managed to do everything with just dashed borders. Okay, we are gonna see that soon. Yeah, so maybe a marketplace sort of thing. I wouldn't call it a market because they won't be buying, purchasing or selling, but you get the idea, right? A central place where you can choose to put your plugin there, maybe a toggle which makes it public, shareable, and then it gets listed on that single page, the plugins page, where anyone can check out the code if they want to, and if they find it interesting, they can just like hit one button and it gets um, added to your plugin list, right? Could be interesting, could be useful for a lot of people. Yeah, but just to add, like plugins is it's a plus only feature. But yeah, let's see. Let me know in the chat or maybe in the comments or on the Discord server, what do you think about this, about a public marketplace for plugins? Okay, let's see. A lot of declarations this time. So let's add in a few more things just to make it clear. My Unminify plugin still doesn't sort out nesting, so it might look a little wrong unless you put in some nesting. Yeah, I think this is good enough. Cool. So if we comment out everything, because we are gonna uncomment them one by one to understand what each declaration is doing in the solution. So everything commented out, it's gone. So first of all, we have an explicit p tag in the solution. So that means there is the HTML element, the body element, and then a p inside the body. So in all three elements in this solution, and the first rule, or the only rule here, at least on the outermost level, is on the universal selector. So that means this is gonna apply on everything, on all the three elements that we have, right? So this is the first one, the border declaration, the border property getting added on, remember, HTML body and RP, right? It's a dashed border with a very big value for the width, and it has a blue color, right? That's the border color. From the looks of it, you might think the border probably is the white part that you see. I mean, if you see the preview here, this looks as if like it might be a border of some rectangle here, right? This could be a border of this rectangle and so on, but that's not the case. Like the big width for the border, that actually is like creating I mean a completely different preview or different visual than one might expect from a border. The blue part is actually the border, not the white part, right? And that could become clear if, let's say, first let's put in some outline so that we know where everything is. So there is outline on everything now. Let's do one thing. Let's make it clear. So HTML, let's add in an outline of a different color. For the body, let's put in maybe yellow. And then for the P, black. Let's also make it a little fatter. 4 pixel looks good. So now we can see at least like two things. The body shows up with the yellow border, and this is P with its black border, black outline. So those are the three elements in the solution, and then the border, right? So a way to figure out like what the border is actually, what we could do is make this number a little smaller, a little more easier to grasp. So if we make it 10Q, that is a good enough small number, or maybe 1Q. You can see there is dash borders showing up right now. Let's bump this a little bit more, and then you can see what's happening. So the outermost blue thing that we see here in the preview, the outermost blue border, that is HTML. Or is it body? No, that's HTML, right? And then we have this one, right? This is body's border, and body is taking up 100% height in the Quarks mode, as you can see here. And then there is P inside body, right? And that is this element, right? This small rectangle here. It takes up just the amount it needs for the content, or if there is no content at all, it has a 0 height. But because there is a border added, you can see P showing up with its border just because of the border, right? So those are the three borders that show up. Jason has a message. If you change the first star selector to and, it helps understand what is being applied to. If you change the first star selector to ampersand. So ampersand, I believe, like would make this applied just to the HTML element, I guess. That's what the hack is, right? Yeah. So you can see ampersand is just a code golfing hack if you want to target the HTML element, the outermost one. So that is what's happening. If we change it to ampersand, you can see the border gets applied just to the HTML element. Nothing else gets the border, right? So now all the three elements, they're getting the border. And now if we step up in small amounts, you can see what this leads up to with the eventual big number that we had here. So we had 8, 10. You can see the borders are getting fatter and fatter, right? Interesting shapes coming up, right? Border is very interesting. Like if you go completely ad hoc and big with the border widths, you can get pretty out of the box shapes with borders. You can't like I'm sure the top players can visualize it beforehand. They can just see shapes and somehow imagine those coming or those getting created from borders. But usually the shapes that can come out of the borders, they don't look at all. They could be from borders. They can be so random, so unrelated to borders. So here you can see things showing up a bit, right? Interesting thing getting formed as we increase the border width slowly, right? So pretty clear now, the outer one, the HTML, the body, you can see clearly, and the P, because of the increasing border width, the P is getting more and more height. That's at 40Q, and now, so this is at 40Q. Um, so remember, like as you increase the border width, the dashes in a dashed border, they become fatter and fatter. And when they get fatter and fatter, you only have limited amount of space to show some amount of dashes, right? So if a single dash, individual dash is becoming bigger and bigger, you can only show lesser number of dashes in a given space. So that's what's happening. The number of dashes is getting reduced. It's getting lesser and lesser with increasing border width, right? That's the trick you see in a lot of solutions, which is primarily border based, wherein you increase the border width by such a big amount that you don't have space for a lot of dashes, and then you can get the required number of uh, either elements out of the dashes. For example, if you need two rectangles side by side, you could get it from two dashes, or at a given border width, you can also have all the dashes merged into one another, giving you one single element, if that's the requirement. So it's pretty, you know, crazy what you can do with dash borders specifically. So this is 40Q. You can see the paragraph dashes. We just have three um, in the, if you talk about the horizontal direction, they're just like three dashes which show up, right? So this is a dash, this is a dash, and then this is a dash, and that's the I think the top border, and then these are the bottom borders. So vertically they are touching each other now. The top one and the bottom one, they're almost like yeah, they have been touching. They have been like touching each other um, always, because there's no height, there's no content inside the paragraph, right? So the borders have to touch each other. But horizontally, you can see the gap between them is kind of reducing now. And if we go one step further, you can see there's not enough space for three dashes now inside the paragraph, so we just have two. So let's go further and further. This is what it is becoming into, right? Very interesting. And that's at 50, let's go directly to 60. Very interesting, right? Um, you can see HTML has now overflown, right? So this is at 50, 51, 52. At this point, you can see because of the border on the paragraph and the body, there's not much space left for the HTML tag to just fit in inside the viewport. So HTML has now overflown outside. You can see the border, the bottom border of the HTML element that is now getting clipped. It's some part of it, it's out of the viewport now. Sorry, 60. So the bottom border of the HTML element is completely out of the viewport now. And if we keep going, also another thing to notice, the paragraph tag. Uh, the border width is so big now that all you have in the paragraph is a rectangle, right? So even though the only declaration we have is a dashed border, paragraph itself is now, it has now turned into a rectangle, right? A single rectangle, or visually a rectangle. There's no thing as border or dashes anymore inside the paragraph. So that's what dashed border, or in general border, enables you to do, create various shapes out of it. So this is at 68. You can see the body, body's border is kind of it has essentially become a solid border at this point because of the space available, the border width we have given. There's all the dashes are kind of like um, they are touching each other, and so it has become like a solid border at this point, at this width. But this is not where the solution stops, right? Let's keep going. This is 71, 72, 73. This is crazy, right? And now you can start to see what we had at the start. Even though the border color is supposed to be blue, the width of the border and hence the dashes, it's so big that the dashes themselves are taking most of the space on the screen. So the most of the screen is filled with blue because of the dashes, because of the borders, and the only white space you see, which looked as if it could be the border of some element, that is essentially the little bit of space between the dashes, right? So all the white part that you see here, that is some space, or that is the space between a pair of dashes in the border of some element, right? And you can figure out the elements now. This is the HTML, this is the body, and then this is paragraph, essentially looking like a box, right? Cool. So 72 right now. Let's go to 80, 81, 82, 83, 84. Paragraph is starting to overflow the body. It's spayed in because there's not enough space anymore, right? Inside body. Cool. This is at 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. What was the number actually? It's 106, right? So this is where the solution stops, and now we can get a better sense of what happened. We have the HTML here. This is coming from the body, and then this is our paragraph, which has overflown the body tag, right? So that's where we are with the borders. Cool. We could enable scale at this point, or we could just leave it right now. Let's leave scale. We'll come back to it later. Let's get to the next rule, which is actually a nested rule inside the outer universal selector, right? Let's also nest this, indent it, sorry. So we have a nested universal selector again, and that means this whole thing is going to apply on but at least this thing is gonna apply on um, something inside something elements, which is the body and the paragraph, right? Those two elements get these three declarations. And let's see, let's turn on background first. I think that would be a little more easier to figure out. So remember, the white part is the space between the dashes, and that's where the backgrounds would peek out, right? Let's change this yellow to something else. Pink, maybe? No, I don't think. Okay, white is fine, I think. So now there is no red, oh sorry, no yellow outline as such. We just have red, white, and black. And you can see the background, the yellow background that got added to body and paragraph, that shows up here and here as well. So one thing to remember, the background on the body doesn't stay on the body. It's gonna lift up, it's gonna propagate to the root canvas, and that is why you see the yellow peeking out here, right? It has lifted up, it has moved up to the root canvas. The whole root canvas has a yellow background now, and that is what you are seeing here between the dashes, right? Between the space between the dashes, that's where yellow is showing up. And same for the paragraph as well. I mean, we don't see the yellow from the paragraph, I believe, because the paragraph is just like, it's completely filled with its border. There's no space left for the background to show up. So I think all the yellow here, that is just HTML's background showing up. Cool, so that's background. There's scale, but I think we can also defer it to a later point. And then we have margin. Okay. So there's this margin applied on body and paragraph, remember, nested inside nested. Hey, Abdul is here. Hey, thanks for dropping by on the live stream. Welcome. Cool. So yeah, we were talking about the margin on the paragraph and the body. Those are the two nested elements we have. So if we enable this, so before getting onto this margin declaration, remember, like, this is the body and then this is the paragraph inside it, right? And let's see what happens if we straight away enable margin. It's quite a drastic change and it's difficult to understand like where the elements went. So what we can do is let's give it some space to make it clear. The final number for the margin is minus 99 on the top and the bottom sides and minus 410 on the left and right side, right? That's the inline one. So we'll get to those numbers in steps and try to figure out like what's happening. So on the left and right sides, if you start giving negative margins slowly, negative margins pull the sides, right, outwards. So if we talk about body, this is the left side of the body, this is the right side, it's gonna get pulled outwards, right? So as you give negative margins, it's gonna increase its width because of the pull from left and right sides, and similarly for the paragraph. This is a paragraph, it's gonna get pulled from left and from the right side as well, which is out of the viewport, but that's gonna happen. The width's gonna increase slowly, right? And that's what you can see here. As this increases more and more, you can see the widths increasing for the body and the paragraphs. 30, 40, 50, 60. So since the body is increasing in width, it's increasing horizontally. the paragraph is now able to stay within the body as well because of more and more space. That's at 80, 90. At this point, we're sort of like reached the boundaries of our HTML element. Remember, it's getting applied on just the body and the paragraph tag, right? So we have reached the edge of the HTML tag, and now it's gonna start overflowing out of HTML, out of viewport, and out of site like that. So we go to 100, and that's what shows up. Now that's interesting. So this is 100. Now remember, like when we were increasing the border width, there was just enough space to fit in like few dashes that could come, right? With more and more width, we could get in lesser number of dashes, and eventually the dashes were like one or two maybe just showing up inside each element, and that made the elements look like completely blue at those big widths. But now with negative margins, the negative or the pull, the outwards pull, the elements, especially like the body and the paragraph, they are increasing in width. And now because the width is increasing for them, the number of dashes would change again. So that's what happens at -100. Like they're probably like this is one dash and then this is one dash and there's no space showing up between the dashes, but it's dynamic according to the width, right? So as we increase it more, you can see now we start seeing some space, some gap between the dashes, and the background color is gonna peek out from that space, right? So that's what happens here. At 130 we have some space. um, let's go to 40, 50, 60, 70. So um, this is not predictable. Of course, like you could do some complex maths and try to predict what each margin could finally end up looking like. Uh, but it's easy, I would say, to like just have hidden trial, have a basic idea about like what a negative margin could do, what increasing width could do for my dashes. But it's far easier to like do hidden trial here to get the desired shapes here, right? For example, 160 shows like, or maybe 140 and 160, it's completely different, right? With 140 negative margin, you have one space here and one space here. So basically just two dashes showing up um, with space in between. But with 160, things become like completely different, right? Now you have for the body, there is one space, one gap showing up, but for the paragraph tag, there's two gaps showing up in the viewport. So you get sort of like these three elements. For the body, you get two elements. And so that's what you can like play with the numbers and try to get the things that you want to with a basic idea in mind. So that's what the idea is. That's why we are stepping in smaller numbers to just get a sense what these numbers could do and why eventually you would reach such a big number or whatever number in that solution, right? So this is at 200. We know what the body is, what the paragraph is at this point, and you can just keep going. Random things would show up, but then let's get to the point, which is I think 400. That's what the number was, 401, no, 410. So you can see this is 400, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so at this point, at this negative margin from the left and right side, this is what we get. These dashes and with a gap in between, and again these dashes in the paragraph tag with a gap in between. And now let's do the same thing for the top and bottom margins. Gonna get a pull from the top and bottom sides. The height is gonna increase. There will be, I'm sorry. So there'll be dashes changing the behavior dynamically according to the increasing height, right? So that's -10, 20, 30. What was it again? I forgot. So this has to reach minus 99 in the solution. Cool. So this is what the solution has for the margin on the top and bottom sides, top and bottom, yeah, top and bottom sides, and this is what we get out of the margin, right? This is the paragraph tag that we see in the viewport now. The body is kind of like gone. This would be body, right, with the blue border here. Sorry, the white outline here. That's the body outline, and this would be the body's dash. And this is paragraphs tag dash, and this is also paragraphs border dash with the gap in between, right? So that's what happens with the margin. And now probably a good idea to enable scale um, on the body and the paragraph, because with such big numbers, big margins, negative margins, it's kind of like difficult now to understand and make sense of what the elements are, and like why you're seeing such a small part of such big elements inside the viewport and they show up like this way. But what you could do is like simply scale down everything, and then because the things start showing as a whole, you can get a better idea of like what's the status right now. So that's what happens when we scale down. These are two numbers. It's almost like 2.263 in the X and Y direction, I guess, and in the X direction, basically the horizontal direction, that's the scale, and then 0.2 in the Y axis, right? Basically making it smaller from 1 to 0.2, right? And that's what happens. You can clearly see the white outline thing. That's our body. It has become smaller now. And uh, the paragraph would be, or what we can do is, so this was 1 initially. If we make it smaller and smaller, you can see this is the case now. Um, so white is our body, black is the paragraph. Paragraph is pretty clear. These are the dashes showing up the top and the bottom and the left and the right sides, the gap between the dashes. This is the paragraph, right? But this is the body. And these are the space or the gaps between the dashes of the body tag, right? So if we keep going down, 5, 4, 3, now much more clear. This is the paragraph tag. It has reduced to a very small height, but that's the paragraph tag. And then this is the body, which has borders, dash borders, right? This is the border showing up for the body tag. One thing that I'm not absolutely sure of is what is this thing? I mean, this rectangle. Why is it a little inset from the other two dashes? Shouldn't it be showing at the same level here? I mean, these end up here, but this particular rectangle is a little to the right, right? So is it a body's dashed border? We could test. We could put in some styling on the body specifically to see what's happening. So after this star, what we could do is just for the body, we could change the border color. Let's make it black. Yeah, I was right. So The black is what the body's dash is, the body's borders dash is. The blue that shows up, it's HTML's dash, right? And it sort of it gets mixed with the body's dash and forms that weird shape, which you won't get otherwise in a normal dash setup, right? In a dashed border setup. The border of HTML is there as well. 100 pixel left and right. Yes, now we know. So the blue from the HTML dash, and then the blue border of the body that eventually gets us this weird shape, right? And that's at 0.3 scale, but this is sort of like 0.2 is around where the solution goes to, and this is what we get. The body here, the paragraph, and then HTML surrounding everything, right? So let's get to the exact um, numbers, and that was this thing, right? So now you can see the three elements that we have. And then there is this last rule, which is again nested inside this uh, second universal selector, which would mean something inside something inside something, which is essentially the paragraph tag, just the paragraph tag, which is nested two levels inside something. So what the solution aims to do is basically add some styling just to the paragraph tag, and that's what the nested universal selector rule is doing here. We want to set the right dimensions for the paragraph. That's where the margin comes in. It sets a right dimension for the paragraph, also positions it at the right place, precisely in the center of the body tag. So that's the margin. We want to also have it in the right dimension. So that's what the scale does. So now you can see the particular scale amounts that we have. It's essentially to get the paragraph showing exactly inside the body tag in such a way that you get this, the paragraph dashes are sort of a little bit smaller than the body's dash, and so you get this weird shape created. This comes from the body, the top and bottom border gives you these dashes, and then the paragraph dashes are supposed to be little smaller in horizontal size, and they have to be aligned exactly between the dashes of the body, uh, and so you get this Mario's pipe-like structure uh, uh, that we need in the target, right? Pretty crazy, right? Where you can see like what you can do with the borders. So that's what we get finally, and then now you can figure out the only thing that is left is we have the shape already. If you see, this is what we need, right? This is exactly what we need, just a little bit smaller. So what is left right now to make it bigger, right? And that's what the final declaration does. It bumps up the scale a bit for everything. This applies to star, right? So everything is gonna bump up by the required amount to finally have things in the right size and in the right position, right? So that's what happens finally with the scale. And if we remove everything, or you can in fact like see uh, how the things are. The HTML is like sort of like out of the viewport now. It's very big. Um, you get this yellow from the HTML's background, which is uh, peeking out between the gaps, from the gaps that are between the dashes of HTML's border, and then you have this body tag here, which is giving us these dashes, again yellow peeking out from the gaps between the dashes. And then we have paragraph at the end, which gives us these dashes, right? So that's what the solution is. Crazy, right? It's all dashes. It's all dashes. Amazing solution by Ilya. Let's also quickly see White's solution. So what did White missed here to lose 9? 6, yeah, 9, I guess. No, not 9. It's 13, 13 characters longer. So, okay, so that's what he meant. There is a use of solid border as well in White's solution. And that's what he was saying. Like Ilya could do it with just dashes. So that's where he saved 13 characters. With the right amount, like I was saying, with the right, scaling, right dimension, you could convert dash borders to pretty much like anything. You could make a solid figure out of it. You could make a dashed figure out of it. You could make rectangles. You could make anything that you want. Almost everything. I use a solid border and no scale for HTML. Still needed a margin for it. Yeah, that's what the difference is. Then the next category of solutions, which are pretty much on like 143, around 143, that is kind of using borders again, but it's also using box shadow, maybe for creating the duplicate shapes out of one shapes. Hey, Seth is here. Was busy making yellow shapes while he was looking at the blue. Yeah, that's the thing. If you want to go for the dashes, sort of like you have to invert the whole imagination. Yellow is not the shape, yellow is just the gap, right? We were trying to create the yellow from some elements, but uh, Ilya's and White's solution, they are creating the blues, and yellows just happens to be the space between something and dashes specifically, right? Crazy solutions. Cool. Welcome to the stream, Seth, by the way. Good to see you here again. Okay, so that's daily targets. Um, Pretty interesting target. Hope you all learned something. I mean, if that was not your solution, that is cool. That means it's time for versus battles. Okay. If you were not here from the start of the stream, I'm gonna announce it again. The versus battles, the one-on-one versus, that is publicly available now. It's no more in beta. It's available to everyone for playing. You need credits to play versus battles. You can earn some credits based on various things that would go on if you earn a particular streak count, or maybe something like I'm not sure, like plus players would get some credits regularly, and all sort of those things which are yet to be finalized, but you would earn few credits, one credit required for a battle, and then you also always have a purchase option. You can buy more credits, right? And now everyone has a rating. If you play versus battle against anyone, based on the outcome of that battle, and also based on like who you are playing, your ratings would get affected for both the players, and you can always see your rating here, right? You can see your rating here. It also shows up on the profile page as well here, right? You can see your rating, the games you have played, number of games you have played. I've almost played 50 versus battles and just won 12, sorry, not 2. So yeah, um, try it out. Have fun fighting your friends and enemies, as I say. Uh, if you have any feedback for the versus battles, anything that you would like to see inside these battles. I don't like the background music right now. It's not jazzy enough. Let's change this. Yeah, that's better. So yeah, any feedback, always open to discuss them, hear about them, anything that makes the game more fun for you all. Cool. I'm gonna create a public room quickly. I just made few deployments before the stream. I hope everything is working fine. Hard mode is locked right now. Uh, we're gonna patch a few more things. I'm gonna patch a few more things, and then this will get enabled soon as well, probably today or tomorrow. But yeah, right now you can play easy and medium. We're gonna stick to easy, and 4 minute is my sweet spot. Anyone wants to fight me on a 1-on-1 versus battle? If you go on the home page, you will see the battle I have hosted. Just click it and you will be in the room. Let's see if anyone drops here. I hope things are working, and yes, verified. Things are working. White is here. He's ready. White, is this your first battle? I mean, I'm just guessing from the 1200 rating you have, which is the initial rating. Uh, cool. Everything is looks good in the settings here. And I also wanted to add one more setting, which is like even without 100%, one who gets more percent match wins for the time attack specifically. But yeah, that would be fun. Like sometimes you get stuck on I join, why doesn't
3,
it show?
2, 1.
It showed eventually.
Play.
Okay, let's see what we get. I'm playing against white. Okay. Uh, that's easy. It should be. That's what we selected. Let's see. I'm nervous. My fingers are shaking. Let's start from the rectangle, I think. So this is gonna be a blue rectangle. I'm gonna put a background of light blue here, and I'm gonna set the margins to 0, make it display grid, and place content. You can see how my fingers are working. What did I do? It's supposed to be on the body. Yep. Okay. This is not 100. It's a little more. I think that's about it. Maybe 110. Is this supposed to be in the center? Yes. 120 is what we need. Width is perfect, and then we want to add a few circles. Let's use P. I think that's fine. P for the circles, and we need 3 circles. I'm gonna make them position absolute and give them a border radius of 50% so that they look like a circle, and the width is, I think, somewhere around 70. Let's use aspect ratio because why not? Okay. Okay, we have a circle. It looks a little smaller. We want to make it bigger. The right yellow. This would be 100, I think. Maybe it's bigger, but let's see. Let's position them. I'm gonna put some things here to target them. An attribute selector. So let's see. Let's start with this one. Yellow is gonna be too much down. Not this much. 1 minute left. 1.5. Oops. 190. No, still. Okay. And left is gonna be 220. This looks fine. We want to move it back. Let's get. Okay. Is the circle big than what we need it to be? Anyways, Let's make the second circle right color. Just 42 seconds left. Oh shit, I didn't submit. White, you should submit as well, just in case if you have more percent match than me. Okay, 90%, good. I'm gonna just place the rectangles randomly. I just have 28 seconds. I don't have time. Ah, and top is gonna be 100. No, it's still more. 50. This has to be more. 14 seconds. Oopsie. 220. I'm gonna submit. I don't have time. Hopefully, I'll have a score in 5 seconds. And I have a score 92.44. Yes. I didn't win, but I have a more percentage. White, you should have submitted. At least would have known. Oh, he did submit. And it did update here as well. Okay, that's a bug. You shouldn't be able to submit. Or at least like get a score after the battle ends. I'll fix that. But yeah, that was a fun target. You almost got to where I am, just the wrong color in the circle. Cool, was fun. I didn't make it. Yeah, you missed by 2 seconds, I guess, and a wrong color. Okay, let's do one more. Let's see who wants to play. Who wants to play a versus battle? Minimum characters, but didn't make it in time. Oh, that was the wrong target. I'm not sure. Like, did you know it was time attack from the start? It was not code golfing. By the way, you can chat here as well. There's no one right now, but I'm like just demoing. You can hit Control M. You can hit the till. And hey, Jason is here. Hey, Jason. Thanks for joining. And Jason is ready. Let me just quickly set it up. Easy, and I want 4. Cool. Ready to fight. This is gonna be the last versus battle since we are out of time. Versus is open for everyone. Repeating again. Go ahead, fight your friends,
3,
fight your enemies.
2,
It's
1.
really fun.
Play.
Okay, all right. This is a much easier one. Let's put in. Remember, Jason, it's time attack. Do not go for code golfing. I'm not sure if do you go for code golfing in your videos? I'm not sure. I don't remember. I see your videos on every daily target. I don't remember if you code golf there. Oops, got stuck. Yeah. I'm gonna use grid again. I don't like absolute positioning. So this is gonna be a grid with center contents, and the div is gonna be the dark brown color. Jason is moving fast. I think one of us should be able to get 100% on this one. Okay, looks good. 130, is that it? Why does my dark brown look less dark? And then we just need a box shadow, right? Nothing in X, minus 10 pixel here, it should be white. I'm gonna submit. What was the taunt for?
Player, hit the ready button.
I'm at 99.9.
Just 10 seconds left.
Okay. 94%. Good enough already, but we need to tweak the dimension. 150. Doesn't look good. Why is it starting to overflow? No, is it 145? No. 150 is too much. Is it not centered? I think it's not centered. It's It's not centered right. So we'll need to do something here. We'll need to put in some margin top, right? Okay, so I think it's 150. No, it's 160, and we need a little more margin. 12 pixel looks good, and then we need the right. There's a little more. I think 12 looks good. And is this, no, 70 is still big. Nope, this time is submit. Let's see, 52 seconds left. What are we missing? Is it the wrong dimension? Where thing is it getting better? I think so. Okay, this is pixel fighting now. 98, 90. Jason, you should submit again. Oh, I got 99.3. I'm not sure what to do at this point. Is my height wrong? My height looks fine. Yeah, I think this is better. Or is it 180? Yes, it's 180. I should get 99.9, but I don't have time left. I'm still gonna get a score. Yes, I got a 99.9. That's the bug. 95.1, close. Yeah, more or less we got to the target. But yeah, it required a pretty weird numbers, I guess. And the widths are fine, 180, 160, but I think my margin top was off. That's weird. Not sure. This. $12, $11, no. I think 13 looks good. Nice game. Was fun, nevertheless. Cool. So that means we are at the end of the live stream. White says maybe it's a brown oval over a white circle. I don't think so. It doesn't look like a circle. It's oval for sure, because if it was a circle, it would have been showing, I think, from below the oval, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Cool, but yeah, it was fun. As my videos do try to code golf, I'm not really as good as many others. Yeah, but your videos are fun for sure. Cool. Thanks for playing, guys. It was fun. To end, Versus is open. It's no more in beta. It's unlocked for everyone. Try it out. We are gonna have credit earning system enabled soon. So based on various parameters, you are gonna earn credits. And right now, credits enable you to play versus battles. But the idea is credit would be a sort of a currency system inside CSSBattle, and you will be able to do more things from those credits. Maybe even like bet credits. I'm not sure. There was a discussion once. If you could bet money or credits when doing versus battles. Yeah, but money is not going to be there. But maybe credits someday. Cool. So yeah, fun stream. Hope you all had fun too and learn a thing here and too. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for coming on the stream. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, do subscribe. That gives us more motivation to do these live streams. Yeah, that is it. I'm gonna see you all next Saturday, hopefully. Same time, same channel, same place. Hope to see you again here. Till then, it's me signing off. Bye bye.